welcome to Some Things You Should Know, the show where we're going to be talking about some current news stories that have been going on in the world this past week. I'm Lauren, let's get started. The first thing you should know, the Chinese hacked the US government. Chinese hackers breached the data from the Office of Personnel Management back in December, potentially compromising the information of 4 million past and present federal employees. This was the largest hack of federal data in recent years, rivaled only by the previous hack done by China and the Russian hacking of the White House and State Department emails. The hackers potentially gained access to social security numbers, job assignments, performance ratings, and other valuable information. The OPM is not actually sure what data the hackers took, only what was accessed. China denies involvement in the hack, but let's be real, we all know it was them. Speaking of complete invasions of privacy, the second thing you should know, the Patriot Act. This week was the first time the Patriot Act was up for renewal since the Edward Snowden ordeal. The Patriot Act was created during the Bush administration after 9/11 in an effort to increase national security. Yay for privacy. Congress, or some members of it, decided it was time for a change, so now there's the Freedom Act. Basically, the NSA can no longer collect bulk cell phone data records. Instead, that shifts to the phone companies, who store data for a year and a half. But the government can always subpoena the records, so the problem is totally solved. The third thing you should know, the Greek debt crisis. Greece is late on their payment to the International Money Fund, so they'll pay one big payment at the end of this month, a mere 300 million euros. So what's the problem? Well, if Greece leaves the Eurozone or goes bankrupt, it could cause instability in the region, which in turn could reverberate around the globe. All that money that was given to Greece in bailouts was mainly used to pay off debt rather than making its way back into their economy. So now, Greece still has to find another way to pay off their impending debt payments. They're looking for another bailout package because, history repeats itself and we still haven't learned. The Prime Minister of Greece is asking the European Union not to humiliate its country, while the rest of the world is just asking Greece to pay back their debt payments. The fourth thing you should know, there was a Chinese cruise ship that capsized in the Yangtze River. That ship was called the Eastern Star, and it capsized Monday during a storm. This finally turned upright on Friday when hooks were welded into the ship and a giant net was used to lift it by crane. The death toll stands at 396, meaning only 14 of the 456 crew members and passengers have survived, and more than 40 are still missing. Among those alive are the captain and the chief engineer, both of whom are now being detained. Records show that this ship was investigated previously for safety violations, and that this could be China's worst maritime disaster. The fifth thing you should know, Egypt removes Hamas from the terrorist list. The appeals court in Egypt has overturned a ruling from a lower court that listed Hamas, a Palestinian militant group, as a terrorist organization. Hamas controls the Gaza Strip and is an offshoot of the Muslim Brotherhood. A Hamas spokesperson said that this decision shows a strong positive interest in Cairo toward the Palestinian state. Egypt usually plays a large role in talks between Israel and Hamas in Gaza, in both peace and security talks. Still, the U.S. and Israel and many other nations still hold Hamas as a terrorist organization due to its long record of violent attacks and refusal to stop the violence. For fun facts this week, Taylor Swift walks backward to frustrate the paparazzi. A video has surfaced on the internet showing Taylor Swift walking backwards from her garage so the paparazzi don't take a picture of her face. That's all for this week. This has been Some Things You Should Know. Have a wonderful week. Hey guys, this has been our last episode of Some Things You Should Know. It's been a pleasure giving you your weekly depressing news stories every week. Have a wonderful life.